themselves situated and settled in here, but we're going to go ahead and begin so we can make sure we know how people are busy this morning. And so we want to make sure we get right to the good stuff here. Welcome, everybody. My name is Gordon Berridge. I am the Senior Associate Director for the Graduate Admissions Office here at Bentley University. I'm very excited to welcome you all to how Bentley's Masters in Business Analytics program prepares you for success in the age of AI. We're going to be talking with a panelist here to talk a little bit about it, but just to kick things off, I want to go through and talk a little bit about some of the statistics we have here about Bentley University. So some quick facts about Bentley University is that we've been teaching business for well over 100 years. We started teaching in 1917 and have continued to grow in that area significantly. We have a very strong network of well over 67,000 global alumni. Currently, our Master's in Finance is ranked as one of the top programs in the US by the Financial Times. It is also ranked again as one of the best business schools by Bloomberg Business Week. We've also been teaching for over 25 years, teaching business analytics. We're also just recently ranked as the best college in the US, number 11 by the Wall Street Journal for 2025. So just some quick facts about Bentley University, but without further ado, I do want to get right to our panelists today to talk a little bit about what we're here to talk to today. And so I'd like to introduce Dr. Sean Ferguson, the Vice President for Strategy and Innovation. Dr. Ferguson joined Bentley in 2022 with a track record of developing and implementing strategic plans that have delivered transformational programmatic, financial, operational, and reputational results from multiple established and startup business schools and universities all across the globe. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Sean Ferguson right now to get us started. Dr. Ferguson?
Thanks so much, Gordon. Really excited to have the audience here today to hear about our fantastic MSBA program. It's one of the truly leading programs out there. And what distinguishes the program is that it's more applied than a data science degree, so it makes it truly relevant for employers. But it's more technical than most business analytics degree. Who, if you think about where they come from a distinct point of view. Maybe it's a finance faculty member who has a point of view on analytics, or a marketing member who has a point of view on data and analytics. Ours is more grounded in the expertise of our mathematical sciences department, and it has a much more kind of unilateral benefit, and point of view. So really excited about that feature of our program that distinguishes us. The other thing is that we're well regarded amongst employers. Our students have gone to work at great firms such as PwC, Deloitte, State Street, and Fidelity Investments. So when you think about that across the financial services industry, we've got people working in the health industry as well, and the technology industry. And so the optionality coming out of our program is second to none. When we think about our curriculum, there's a depth and breadth of knowledge that are, promoted with a focus areas across the foundational coursework, which we'll get to when we talk to our program director and faculty member, Luke Cheverny. And then the skills are immediately able to be applied through our internships, our high-tech labs, and various faculty-student research projects. So we're really excited to get into this more today. We have our, without further ado, though, I'd like to introduce our program director, Professor Luke Cheverny. Luke has been at Bentley for, how many years have you been here now, Luke?
Long enough to lose track. It's about 8 years, going on 8 years now.
And so Luke, he's got his bachelor's from North Carolina State University and his PhD in mathematics from the University of California, Los Angeles. His work focuses on, differential geometry, especially complex differential geometry. And many of his courses are hyper relevant to what today's, employers and students are looking for. He teaches courses on machine learning, time series, and regression analysis. Also incorporates a little bit of game theory and data science. And so without further ado, I'd like to bring Luke in and just have him make a few opening remarks about the program.
Thank you so much, Sean. Thank you, Gordon. It's been a long time since I've been introduced as a complex differential geometer. It was actually 2 jobs before I came to Bentley when I was on the faculty at Boston College that I kind of realized, data science and everything was, first for me personally, it's super interesting, but it's also the future and where all the demand was, even when I was looking for permanent faculty positions in mathematics, which was my background. So I got excited over 10 years ago and haven't really looked back. At Bentley, as Sean said, I teach a variety of the graduate courses in the Master's in Business Analytics program, time series analysis, a data science class, a machine learning course, our quantitative analysis for business, which is a type of regression analysis course. And I also do a lot of work just advising students, trying to make the program run well. So
so great. Thanks a ton. We've got a ton of questions here, and we also want to make sure the audience, if you have questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. Luke and I will try to get to every one of the questions here, but we have a couple of primer questions. And I talked earlier about how, our programs are a little bit different than some of the other programs in the market, but, when you think about our program, Luke, the MSBA is more applied than the traditional data science degree and more technical than the business analytics degree. Can you explain from your vantage point what distinguishes Bentley and how that is super helpful in preparing, students for this new age of technology and AI and that kind of thing?
it's a great question, and it gets to really the heart of why people are here right now, trying to understand what Bentley's MSBA is all about. So data science master's degrees will have a very strong software focus and are interested in developing a lot of the coding skills. There's a strong math requirement to get into these programs, and they're often disconnected from the business atmosphere. It's more about the techniques and doing as much as you can in software direction, and it kind of ends at that. Business analytics programs will, as the name suggests, focus on analytics, which is driving insights from data. It is applied statistics at its core. What makes Bentley special here is that we've been in the business analytics game so long that our program was set up before a lot of universities that are just getting into it. They have their own data science or analytics department. Ours is hosted in the mathematical sciences department, where and we don't do a lot of pure stuff. It's all applied mathematics, applied statistics. These are the experts in doing analytics. And so what you'll find is, as Sean mentioned, that we're more rigorous in that direction, as opposed to maybe a MSBA program that's hosted in a management department or a marketing department or something along those lines. To address your second question, Sean, how does this prepare you for the age of AI? Well, I would like to think it future-proofs your career. Everything I've heard is like the data science degrees or the data science jobs are the ones that are really in danger of getting replaced a little bit more as AI makes people more efficient in coding, or just the AI tools are packaged easier and easier for people to drag and drop. You don't need those PhD data scientists anymore to do that work. But on the other hand, at Bentley, where we've got we're super good at the business pillar, the communication pillar. We do give you the software skills that you need, but then the analytics, applied statistics, business statistics, statistical modeling, under the hood skills, those are the things that I believe are timeless. And we're right there. We're good at all of these.
So another element of this is that we do have business in our title, and everything that I've heard around how we stay relevant in the age of AI is that kind of business impact and use case kind of applicability. Can you kind of talk about that and where that may show up in the curriculum, be it projects or research or something like that?
Oh, absolutely. The use of AI and advanced analytic skills is woven throughout the curriculum. Just to give one example that comes to mind, I taught the machine learning course this past fall. Our final project or project the students worked on throughout the semester was a AI app pitch competition. It was actually funded through Bentley's entrepreneurship hub. So students competed for money along the way. And the students would learn the machine learning skills that they're developing throughout the course to develop a proof of concept AI powered app. So some students would develop something involving recommendations. Some students, the winning student did something that was using computer vision to try to provide nutritional information based on photos that someone would take of food. And yeah, the students loved it, and it was super applicable.
So, this wasn't, in one of the questions that we received, but I wanted to just dig a little bit deeper on this. So the winning element of this was not, it sounds like it was the value case for the solution, not necessarily the under the hood kind of, implementation of AI. Is that a fair statement, or how would you kind of categorize that?
Oh, in the actual competition, we had 3 external judges come in, and the pitches were evaluated on, well, part of it was the usage of machine learning, the under the hood techniques. Part of it was the quality of the business pitch. So this is where the students are bringing in their soft skills, and think Shark Tank basically is how the final project went. And yeah, then the students also needed to write up a perspective for what the marketplace looks for this, the differentiators between their proposed app and what's already out there. How's it going to make money? Is it advertising? Is it subscription? Everything like that. So a number of aspects.
Okay, great. Super, super relevant. Now, you've talked about, some of the projects and real world experiences that students get in the program. We also have a Center for Analytics and Data Science. How do students kind of interact with that as part of their learning experience, and what's the kind of connectivity with the MSBA?
Great. So, right, the Center for Analytics and Data Science, also known as CADS, is it's a center that's run by the Mathematical Science Department. They have a research wing, kind of geared at researchers come in. We also send our faculty other places. There's a consulting wing where we will have external work come in. Sometimes students work on those projects under the guidance of the faculty. It's a chance to make a little side money. And then there's a workshops wing to this where we put on events. We shoot for every 2 weeks, 3 weeks or something, but we have a newly renovated analytics space in our building, and it's just perfect for holding these things that could be anything from a Illuminate panel. We have external speakers come in. For instance, we had DraftKings very recently came in and presented a case that they often use in their technical interviews, and that they'll talk a little bit about what they do, the types of people that they're looking to hire. We have a fun little data competition sometimes, not high pressure at all, but just a chance to work on your skills, connect with faculty, connect with other students. We have tea times, just creating social atmospheres. And I know I'm living off a handful of other things, but just opportunities to practice your skills and learn more about the industry outside of the classroom.
Fantastic. It's great to have this kind of center kind of bolted on and as part of the educational experience here. you talked about the kind of AI pitch competition, hackathon kind of event that we had. Are there any other memorable class experiences that highlight how the MSBA also integrates AI and analytics?
Yeah. So the AI pitch competition is wonderful. Students had a lot of fun with it, but it is still kind of contained to the academic atmosphere. It is still kind of a toy project. But let me talk a little about we have an MSBA project course. It's not a required capstone, but it's an optional thing where students at the end of the curriculum will get to apply those skills to a whole semester long project where we partner with some external client. For instance, this is running this semester. We have it's a local company where we're actually partnered with the CEO. He comes in every week to hear reports from the students, and they're looking at different things like trying to understand how for instance, Google ads are performing, or how comparing pricing for his stuff on eBay versus competitors. So the students might be scraping what all the competitors are doing and doing some type of analysis to see, where's he not competitive, where's he overpricing. And so we try to run this often, and everything's on the table. So just use all the skills that you've learned throughout the analytics program, as well as possibly new stuff, and then deliver those results. The professor helps you along the way, and then you deliver those results back to the client. You get feedback, and that's the whole course.
Awesome. So now, one of the things students who are coming to an MSBA program, they're always concerned about the ROI. And given the growing demand for AI and data-driven roles, what type of positions do you have our graduates gotten, and do you see them getting more of in the future because of the preparation they receive in this program?
Yeah, great question. Great question. So coming out of the Masters in Business Analytics, our students, big picture, they're going to get jobs that have analyst in the title somewhere. So it could be data analyst, business analyst, something a little bit more specific, maybe financial analyst, marketing analyst, health data analyst, and so on. Sometimes students get data scientist titles, and there are other variations. These would occur throughout industries. We place very well with the financial industry, tech, healthcare. I think that's just a reflection of the amazing place that we're located. Boston is just a world-class center for tech and finance and healthcare. And so our graduate career development service has an office, and our MSBA career coach, they have connections to all of these local companies that repeatedly come back to us for internships and jobs. And yeah.
Cool. One of the things, when I've heard of these jobs in the past, there's been the analyst or analytics type job, the scientist, data scientist type job, and the data engineering type job. And you've kind of hit on the analyst and scientist type job. What about someone who might be interested in data engineering type roles? Is there a place for them at Bentley?
So data engineering would involve more computer science skills than analytics skills. We do have different focus areas, or we call them elective clusters, within the MSBA program. One of them is the data science cluster, and you would have the opportunity to take more computer information systems, computer science type electives, if you're ever interested in that direction. Yeah.
Outstanding. And you talked about these elective clusters. Would you mind repeating those again?
Yeah, thank you. I said that very quickly. So the MSBA curriculum, it has 7 required courses in them. This will really get you to what essentially the table stakes are, to be able to get some title that has analyst in it. So all the statistics skills, the software skills, practice the business sense and communication skills. And then what really takes you to the next level, makes you stand out in the job market, is having also some type of domain specialization. So we have 3 elective courses in the curriculum where you might focus on, for instance, finance or marketing, managerial skills. I already mentioned the data science cluster. And so you could take courses in that direction at Bentley. You can, the project course counts toward any of these. And students also do internships. So if you do a serious internship, you will also be making, hopefully, progress in that direction.
Outstanding. So as a student who is considering coming to Bentley, what qualities make for a successful student in your program?
Oh, gee. First and foremost, excitement about data. Being the type of person who you might not have, an undergraduate degree in engineering or mathematics. We take students from a wide variety of backgrounds, but just knowing what analytics is about, being excited about getting your hands dirty with data, with software, curiosity, and a desire to be part of a great community where we have other students that are similarly interested and motivated to develop those skills and then solve business problems using them.
So what would you tell someone who's not a math major or statistics major or come from a technical background, but over time they've realized, oh, I'm really interested in the kind of problems that come here, but I don't maybe have the prior academic backing, but I have the enthusiasm that you mentioned and the curiosity with with data and software. What would you say to this person about their ability to come in and be successful? Should they apply?
I would say don't worry about it, because as I said, not although we have most students come from other backgrounds. They might have been, I'm talking to someone later today who was in the Navy for a while, developed a different skill set, but they're still excited about coming to the program and making a career shift. So everyone's coming in at the same place. We have a managerial statistics foundational course. Some students place out of this, but if you get that waiver, you take that course, then we know exactly where you are. And after that, introducing all the new software, developing statistical modeling skills, we assume that everyone's kind of at the same place, and we work together to make it happen.
Outstanding. So that's fantastic. So if this managerial statistics foundation course really kind of puts you on a playing field where you can consume all of the curriculum and be successful from there.
Yeah, and to clarify, it's if you've taken an introductory probability and statistics course recently, or you've used these skills in a professional environment, then graduate admissions kind of evaluates that as part of the overall application process and lets you know whether you're waived from this course or not.
Great, great. What kind of closing remarks would you like to leave our audience with as program director who's been here for multiple years and taught many years of students in the program? What would be some of your parting thoughts, Luke?
The first thing that comes to mind is just saying how much I love being at Bentley. I've been around the Boston area, several of the other universities, and just the culture and overall feel at Bentley is wonderful. I love going to campus every day, teaching. We have amazing classrooms, being part of the excitement that's on campus.
Outstanding. So do we have any questions from the audience?
I didn't see any questions pop up, but Luke, just out of curiosity, you mentioned that one course. What's that course name with the projects in it that has the that where people get a chance to work with clients and things like that? Do you know the name of that course?
Yeah, so the course number is MA 795. I believe it has kind of a generic name to it, MSBA project course or something
Yeah,
like
is
that.
that business analytics project course?
Yeah, that sounds correct.
MA 795 business analytics project course.
Yeah, so the industry partner, the client changes every time we offer this. We don't update the name of the course or the description. But if anyone has questions about it, I'd be happy to go more in depth about just like who recent clients are and what the different problems they work on are.
Great, thank you.
Fantastic. Well, with that, Luke, this was super informative. We're glad to share this with our audience. For those of you who didn't come, this will come out, via email and you'll have a chance to look at this session. So thanks so much, Luke, for your time today. And I'm going to turn it over to Gordon right now.
Excellent. Dr. Ferguson, Dr. Sharon, thank you so much for this. This is excellent. I really appreciate it. I know that, I've been at Bentley a long time, and every time, Luke, I get a chance to sit down with you and hear about the program, I always learn about all the amazing, fantastic things that you and your students are doing. So thank you for this today. Really appreciate it. So now that we've heard a little bit more about this, we've had an opportunity to kind of get that deeper dive. Hopefully, people are a little bit more excited about filling out that application, which we are still taking applications. First and foremost, financing is an incredibly important part of being able to get your master's in business analytics. Here at the graduate school at Bentley University, more than 85% of our students receive merit aid, and merit aid is our scholarship based on the overall quality of your application. The current cost per course is just about $6,000 per course. But like I said, we do offer that merit-based scholarships that are available for anybody who submits their application. And so one of the first questions I usually get in regards to financing is, well, Gordon, how do I keep myself considered for some of these merit aid scholarships? And as Luke mentioned and Dr. Ferguson mentioned earlier, it's submitting your application. So let's go over the application requirements right now. So the application requirements here at Bentley University, it's pretty straightforward. We're going to take a look at your resume, including your LinkedIn profile. And so you want to make sure that both of those are current and updated. We're going to take a look at one recommendation letter, and this can be either professional or academic if you're recent or still in your undergraduate program. We then want to see one essay. There's also an additional optional personal statement. Please do note that this essay is pretty short. We look for between 300 and a maximum of 500 words. So we're typically around a page to a page and a half, and the same thing with that optional personal statement as well. Next, we are optional for the GRE or the GMAT. We do not require it, but that is optional if that is something you'd like to include in your application. For my international students, we will require an English language test if your entire degree was not completely taught in English. We do accept the IELTS, the TOEFL, the Duolingo, or the Pearson exam as well. So those are the 4 tests that we take. We also want to take a look at your transcripts. All your transcripts should list all of your courses, including your grades. Once again, for our international applicants, that must also include a transcript evaluation. Not only should it obviously be translated into English, but it needs to be translated from your country's educational standards into the 4.0 standard here in the United States. And if you have any questions about that, you can always reach out to us. In a few minutes, I'll put our email in the chat so you can reach out to us, but that is applygrad@bentley.edu. And
Hey,
then
Gordon,
yes, sir.
if I could also say something to people one of the things, while we say test optional, the GRE or GMAT taking that exam could be really helpful to individuals from a scholarship perspective, as if you come from a school that's, we're lesser aware of, your GMAT or GRE score helps give us some level of comparability about not only your quality, but your ability to handle the rigor and the nature of the program. And so just keep that in mind, right? So if you're really concerned about scholarship, that can be helpful to you. So.
Yeah, and if you want to, thank you so much, Sean. I really appreciate that. And if you're not quite sure whether or not, we would look to see a GRG, reach out to us. I just put applygrad@bentley.edu. We'd be happy to have that conversation with you as you're looking at the program. And then finally, for some of our programs outside of our Masters in Business Analytics, some of those programs do additionally require an interview that would be done via Zoom. We could do them in person if we happen to be in your area or you happen to be in the Boston area as well. So that is the application process. So let's talk about due dates. And deadlines. So as we look at the application due dates and deadlines, we are still taking applications for our fall 2025 starting upcoming here in September. For our international students, yes, we are still taking applications up until June 1st. So you want to make sure you get your application in sooner rather than later, especially if you're coming from a country that may have a little bit longer of a visa wait time process for that interview. And again, if you have questions about that, you can reach out to us. But our international deadline for those students who are seeking F1 sponsorship from the university, it is June 1st. For our domestic and CVIS transfer students, it's August 1st. So if you are here in the United States, a US citizen, or looking to transfer your CVIS to Bentley University from your current US institution, you have until August 1st. And so you can go ahead and you can submit those right there. And again, if you have any questions, you're not quite sure, you need some assistance, me and my team, we're incredibly excited to speak with you, work with you, answer any questions. So once again, you can reach out to us at applygrad@bentley.edu, and we'd be more than happy to schedule a time to speak with you. But in addition to this, we have some great QR codes here that you can scan as well. So we also have, so if you want to talk with one of our student ambassadors, you can scan that code there and you can schedule a time to speak with one of our current students. We have some great Masters in Business Analytics current students here that work with us in the grad admissions department, and they can talk about their own personal experiences in the program. You can use this QR code to set up an admissions consultation. You can follow us on Instagram or follow us on LinkedIn. And for maybe some of you who are still debating whether or not you want to do that deep dive into a full master's degree, please do note we also have a fantastic executive and professional education courses, which are short-term certificate and courses that you can check out. And you can scan that here as well. So maybe if you just want to look at taking a course or maybe taking a short-term program or something like that, it's a great way to kind of dip your toes in a little bit there, if you will, as you're thinking about coming into to Bentley University. So with that being said, I'm going to pause it here. I just want to thank everybody for their time today. I want to thank Dr. Ferguson. I want to thank Luke for your insightful information, for sharing a little bit about all the projects. And thank you all. I appreciate it. And we will be sending out a link to this recording later on. But I'll leave the last goodbye to Dr. Ferguson and Luke to say goodbye to everybody here today.
No, thank you so much, Gordon. Thank you, Sean.
Oops, Sean, if you could unmute yourself, please, sir.
Sorry about that. We hope everyone considers our MSBA, and if you're deciding between programs, we have a rich offering of graduate programs here. For us at Bentley, our heritage has always been around, the outcomes and the impacts for the career. And so if you're thinking about, really transforming your station in life and your career trajectory, we're definitely the place to be. I think Luke's program is a great example of that program. So.
Excellent. Dr. Ferguson, Luke, thank you both so much. Appreciate your time today. Appreciate everyone spending their morning with us. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their evening and rest of their afternoon or wherever you may be. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.